Hello and welcome. My name is Eileen Jones-White, your NDP candidate. And thank you to the Seniors Friendship Club for organizing this event, and thanks to all who have taken the time to come out today. As an active volunteer in the community and a teacher of over 25 years, I have seen the struggles of families, of seniors, trying to get by on so little. And I have seen the disparities of opportunity. I have also seen how supporting people can lift them up and help them fulfill their potential. Investments in people not only help individuals, but create a richer and more caring people, and a richer and more caring society. The NDP reflects the Valley way of life. We don't stand by and watch others struggle, we look after each other. During the 19 years that Cheryl Gallant has represented us in Parliament, poverty has worsened, and the income disparity gap has widened. In 2012, nearly 70% of the wealth in Canada was owned by 20% of the people. Together, the bottom half of all Canadians own less than 6% of the wealth. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, the middle class is disappearing. This wealth disparity is a result of political decisions. Our social spending has dropped dramatically. As Jagmeet Singh says, if we want different results, we need to make different choices, and we need to do it now. The NDP will introduce a tax on the super wealthy. Those with wealth of over $12 million will pay an extra 1% on their taxes. The Parliamentary Budgetary Officer estimates that this would bring in almost $7 billion in 1 year, and over the first 10 years would net about $70 billion in revenue to the government. And we would also close tax loopholes and giveaways for the richest companies and individuals. At the end of 2018, Renfrew County had 1,400 social housing units, but another 1,000 families were on the social housing wait list. Yet our MP Cheryl Gallant questioned if affordable housing was an issue in Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke. The NDP will work in partnership with provinces and municipalities to create affordable homes. Canada is the only country with a universal health plan which does not have a universal prescription plan. An NDP government will bring in a universal prescription plan, pharmacare plan. In 2020, all your medications will be paid for with your health card, not with your credit card. Not only does this improve people's health outcomes, it saves the average Canadian family $500 a year, and across Canada, it would save us $4.2 billion in prescription costs. Employers would also no longer have to bear the costs of drug plans. We will also implement a dental care plan for those earning less than $70,000. The NDP will do so much more to make life affordable for all Canadians. Canadians pay some of the highest cell and broadband prices in the world. Profit margins of the biggest 5 telecom companies in Canada are up to 40%. We will cap cell phone costs at the global average, all while improving access to wireless and broadband for those of us who live in rural, remote areas. We will also increase minimum wage. We know the importance of higher education. Nevertheless, most students start their adult life with a mountain of debt. The NDP will cancel all interest on student debt. To ensure that Canadians can succeed in a low-carbon future, our climate action plan includes creating 300,000 good jobs within the first mandate. Energy efficiency, sustainable building practices are not only at the core of our housing strategy, but they're also a key feature of our strong, bold climate plan. We'll incentivize the retrofitting of all housing stock in Canada through low-interest loans, and improve the energy efficiency of your house. The climate crisis is the biggest and most urgent challenge of our time, and the NDP will end subsidies to big oil companies and commit to real science-based targets. We have a strong commitment to the climate. Environmental protection is of utmost importance. We need a healthy, diverse planet. There are people who are trying to scare us into voting for less and settle for voting for less out of fear. But fear has never given us what we want. Hope has. Vote NDP. We're in it for you. Always have been.
morning. Okay, as we move on, we're going right along here. The next candidate is for the Veterans Coalition Party, and it's Robert Sheeran.
Thank you for being here tonight. My name's Bob. Howdy, Bob. I'm just an average guy. I renovate, plaster, and paint. I grew up in Deep River. I have 3 sons and 2 grandsons here now. Love the valley. Anyway, who's the Veterans Coalition Party? We were initially started over 2.5 years ago, all veterans, but now we're all walks of life. And we got into politics. I mean, you sit around this time of year, you all grumble with your friends and at Timmy Hortons and where we are, like, what can you do about politicians today? We feel helpless. What's your vote going to do? You feel helpless. Well, guess what? There's over 600,000 vets in Canada. We got spouses, we got children who can vote. We've got a lot of people behind us. We've got native, full-blown native candidates in our party. Myself, I'm Métis. When we say we're going to fix the problem with our neighbors, we are going to fix the problem with our neighbors. There's 21 points in our platform. There's copies at the back. I haven't got all the time to go through it, but we will not borrow anything from the World Bank. We're number 1 now. We're number 1. In the world, we owe the most money. Canada, I look around, I don't see any natural disasters, do you? Why? We just keep borrowing money because we give it away. We have money, we don't have to do that. You got over $300 billion in your CPP fund. And we seem fit to loan that out from 0.9 to 1.1%. So an average of 1%, your money is being tossed around 15 different countries. Each country has a base office from Canada. The fiscal budget for each office is $10 million. Top management got $5 million to split between themselves. That's what we do with your CPP. That's totally wrong. That's going to stay here. That's going to work for you. That's going to work in your senior homes, in your hospitals, in your schools. We're going to have to look around. Not everybody's got an answer, but if you look around, you look at Germany. They say, we at Germany are the same to borrow money from the bank. Well, they've invested in their future. Each child in grade school is getting assessed to what he's good at, what he's going to be good at, what he likes to do. By the time he hits college, university, that is paid for. And he walks right into a job. That's why the World Bank will invest in them, because they invested in their future. They invested us. We got a big empty space here. I mean, if you have a nice house, if I was a bank, I'd give you all the money in the world till I owned it. And that's what's happening here. We're getting sold out. We are doing a UN agenda in this country. We are not fulfilling a Canadian mandate in any way, shape, or form. Every top party has signed the same agreement with the UN. So think about that when you go to vote. Okay? The money we've given away, without you knowing, is slipped. This is not counting your CPP or anything. Another 15 different countries, $450.9 million over the last 4 years. Okay. One thing about our party is we don't accept donations from corporate, special interests, lobbyists. We think that's wrong. How does politicians take money? How do they do that? Okay, top 100 richest families in Canada, 56 of them donate to the local party. Is that because of favoritism? That's not right. That's wrong. We're going to slash Parliament wages, MPs' wages by 20%. We're going to cut the per diems. We're going to cut the bonuses, no more lattes and limos. All right. We're going to freeze hiring for 2 years for staff. That just wrecked me. It blew me right out of the water. But anyway, we're all geared for Canada, for Canadians. Okay, we're not going to borrow any more money from the World Bank. And things got to change in this country. How can you keep adding 2 and 2 to get 5? You got to think outside the box. I'm in charge of the climate thing for our party. I can remove more CO2, 48.2 times more efficient from the air than a tree. And if anybody wants to know what that is, and I'm going to employ a lot of people doing about it. We've got science that we can open up with this new technology. Thank you.
Okay, our last candidate that we have is Ruben Marini. He's from the Liberal Party.
Thank you. My name is Ruben Marini. I'm the Liberal candidate for this riding, and I have lived here in Renfrew County for 30 years. So this is home. This is where I worked. This is where my friends are. This is where my family is. So this is it. Last night I was looking at the Statistics Canada website about Renfrew County, and I found something interesting. From 104,000 people living in this riding, 20% are 65 years or older. So that's a real powerhouse. We have to be very focused on that segment of the people and making big decisions. Anyways, this riding has not had the right representation it deserves for many years. We have not benefited from the same advancements as other areas of this great province. And for generally, our voices have not been heard. We need to change that, and that's the number one reason I'm running. If I'm elected, I will work diligently with my provincial and municipal counterparts through a consultation and collaboration process to tackle issues that require immediate attention, whether they are lack of affordable housing for seniors and veterans, insufficient mental health and addiction support, whether there are few job opportunities for young people, but also address the opportunity we have ahead. With problems, we have also opportunities. Ensure that funding for critical infrastructure, like high-speed internet, is secured. Support all the segments, all the business segments in this riding, whether they are the farming, whether they are the logging industry, whether they are the big employers, and make sure that they remain in business and remain competitive. Work to attract to Renfrew County and retain existing and emerging clean technologies that will help us meet emission reduction targets to fight climate change. CNL should be part of it, for example, retaining funding for their hydrogen research project. Bring your concern to the decision-making table in Ottawa. Knock the doors on ministers. Get to the right staff and make the decisions and get the job done. Bring the solutions here to this writing. I will also work with government on their promise to implement a national universal pharmacare so that people of this riding have the drug coverage they need at an affordable price. I care deeply for the people of this riding, and I'm committed to helping our communities move forward. So I'm ready to be your effective, respected Member of Parliament in Ottawa. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank all the candidates. I know how busy they are with their schedule. The election's not too far away, and they probably have lots of campaigning left to do. So I'd like to thank them very much for accepting our invite to come and talk to us here. So thank you very much. We don't have any questions as of now, like from the floor, but what we are doing is offering you all these goodies and tea and coffee, and you can talk to the candidates one-on-one. and ask them questions. Now, I'm sure if there's a circle of people talking to one candidate, they won't mind if you join in and listen to the answers of their questions. The last thing I'd like to do is to thank the ladies. We have ladies that are there for us all the time, who prepare this lunch and meal and set up the hall. And I'd like to thank Candy Bishop for organizing this in such a short time. Thank you very much. So I'll just turn it over to everybody and enjoy yourself, meet and greet the candidates, and thank you very much for coming out.
Nice to meet you.